Hi guys, have you ever heard a
After 300
testimony
yards, take the third exit at the
that
roundabout towards
is so
Willenhall.
dramatic, so spectacular, so full of emotion and sensational, with all the tones, with all the passion and emotions, and the story goes from, how, let me give you an example. Somebody comes in and give a testimony of how they were driving and they were in this car, and all of a sudden a car from nowhere, either a drunk driver or something, came from nowhere, hit them, threw them off. Probably they were doing 70 miles per hour, and then he throws them off, and then they somersaulted 6 times up, landed on their side and right in front of another fast moving lorry, and suddenly comes to a halt. And then, before they could say Jack Robinson, explosive fire, and they're trapped with a seatbelt in this vehicle. And then, by a supernatural intervention and deliverance, they came out of that fire unhurt.
Take the first exit.
What would be your reaction to such story? Or someone who was so ill, it started off by just a little, they noticed just one little lump or one pain here, and before you knew what was happening, they were diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and chemo, radiotherapy, nothing could help. Their head quickly deteriorated
After 1 mile,
to the point that they were sent to the hospice to die. And just by the sudden intervention of the supernatural power of God, they began to recover, and before long they were out of the hospice, back living their life, all traces of cancer gone, everything restored. What would be your reaction to such story? I guess at the end of such story, only a few will be left sitting on their seats. You will be standing, some jaws will drop, and some will scream, some will shout hallelujah, some will clap and make all manner of expressions or noises just to express thanksgiving to God, because wow, the Lord saved this person from this accident, or this person from death by cancer. But do you know that you and I might not have, and those are great, wonderful testimonies by all means, but do you know that you and I, who didn't have such testimony in 2024, we were not nearly saved from death. We were not in a terrible, dramatic situation. And when they say, do you have a testimony? You sit back and say, well, really, not really. Not really. Do you know that you have the greatest testimony? You who was never kidnapped. You who was never in that accident. You who never had those diagnoses. You have the greater testimony. It could have been you. Do you know that if God opens your eyes to the realm of the spirit, you would have seen the many times those same instances or those same events could have happened to you, and the Lord saved you from it. The Lord averted it only by His mercy. And then they ask you, what has the Lord done in 2024? You say, not really. He saved you. You've got the greater testimony. That you were not involved in an accident. Your marriage did not pack up or at the verge of it. You think God didn't do anything. Because you didn't lose your job and miraculously got another job. The fact that you kept that job, it's a testimony. You didn't have to lose it, and then out of the blue, something happened, and then you got another job. You have a testimony. And I hope as we start this year,
Take the
The
second
Lord,
exit at the roundabout.
the Lord will cause you to begin to count your blessings indeed and name them one by one. You are blessed without the drama. And by no means do I look down on those other testimonies. They are great, but I'm saying genuinely, if you look
After
at
a quarter
it
of a
in
mile, take the
perspective,
second exit at the
you
roundabout.
will
Onto
realize.
Warwick, Whitley.
Okay, I'm sure as you have noticed, I'm in motion, but I just felt somebody needed to hear this. Somebody needed to be blessed by this word. Count your blessing. Thank God every day that you didn't have all those dramas.
Take the fifth exit.
Thank God for the little things. Thank God for the great things. Give testimonies. When they say, does anybody have a testimony? You do have a testimony. Glory be to God. Hallelujah. So, have you got your gratitude journal yet? Have you got your gratitude journal yet? The treasure chest gratitude journal. Because that is God's blessing to us. I'm sorry for my distraction a bit.
After a quarter of a mile,
I'm sorry for the distractions because the sound is a bit taking us around. So yes, the treasure chest gratitude journal. Start journaling. Start taking note of those little things, little quote and unquote, that the Lord has done for you in 2025. Don't miss any chance. Don't miss any treasure. They come handy at the time.
After 200 yards, take
God
the
bless you
second
and
exit at
happy
the
New Year
roundabout onto
again.
London Road.
Bye bye.